Hi there, and welcome to Cambly. I am Teacher Daryl. Today, we are going to do a short lesson on 3 common grammar mistakes that you can fix right away. And by fixing these mistakes, you can straight away start to sound more like a native, and you can raise your fluency right away today. So let's get started. The first mistake we will look at is when a non-native uses many instead of a lot. Let me give you an example to show what I mean. Often, a non-native will say, I have many homework, or there is many information, or I received many knowledge. And for all of those sentences, we should say a lot. It should be, I have a lot of homework. There is a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of information. And why is this? This is because words like information, knowledge, and homework are uncountable nouns. In other words, there is no way for me to know the exact number of information. I can't say I have 1 information or 2 informations. It's not how the word works. And for uncountable nouns, I need to use a lot of to illustrate how much I have. For countable nouns, like cars, pencils, or shirts, I can use many. There are many pencils. I have many shirts. I see many cars. For countable nouns, I can also use a lot of pencils, a lot of shirts, a lot of cars. Now, how can you make sure to fix this mistake? When you are about to use many, I want you to think, what am I describing? Is it an uncountable noun, something like information or knowledge, or is it a countable noun? If it's uncountable, use a lot. If it's countable, you can use a lot or many. So you can do that today. Let's go on to the next one. The next common mistake that non-natives make is to use before instead of ago. Again, let me give you an example to show what I mean. Often, non-natives will say, before 2 months, I was in university, or before 2 years, I was buying the car, or before 2 hours, I had lunch. Now, for those sentences, we should say 2 years ago, 2 months ago, 2 hours ago. That's how we describe it in English. And you may be wondering, how can you remember to do that? I want you to think of ago as what is happening right now. And everything else is happening in the past. And just like the 2 years are in the past, the 2 months are in the past, the 2 hours are in the past. And this is where we are now. So if you think of it that way, that the past always comes before now, then you will remember 2 years ago, 2 months ago, 2 hours ago. So remember, the past is in the past, and this is happening now. Let's move on to the final one. The final mistake that non-natives make a lot is when they are describing how they feel with an adjective. Again, let me give you an example. We could say, I'm in a classroom, and maybe the class is not very interesting and there's nothing fun happening. Commonly, a non-native might say, I am boring. And they mean that there's nothing fun in the class and there's nothing interesting happening. But for that description, we should be using I am bored. So I am bored means there's nothing here for me to do that is fun. I am boring means I am not fun. So it's a very, very big difference. Now, how can you remember which one to use? Commonly, words with an ed, when we use them to describe as an adjective, they can describe feelings. It describes how I feel or how someone else feels. I am bored. He is bored. She is interested. It describes the feeling that someone has. Words with an ing, when used as an adjective, are commonly used to describe something else or someone else and how they are. The class is boring. He is interesting. Very, very big difference. So remember, when you are thinking about describing how you feel, try to use words with an ed, such as bored or interested. When you are describing something outside of yourself, a class, a thing, a person, then you can use the ing. And again, it's something you can do today. So there are our 3 common mistakes that you can fix today to start sounding more like a native. Thank you for joining us here for our lesson. If you want to learn more with me on Cambly, please check out the link in the description below. We can do more grammar practice, more exam preparation, conversation practice, anything you need. And until I see you in a classroom on Cambly, I'm going to say bye for now.